episode of A2 Flow. We're live and we're in person. And we got some new faces today. And we're talking about a lot of things. Hannah,
Hi.
introduce yourself.
I'm Hannah. I'm a sophomore, and I'm CISC and WEVA, working with these guys, having a lot of fun, and it's nice being with y'all today.
It's all good. But like I said, we're here. We're in person for the first ever in-person recording of A2 Flow. So today we're going to talk about a couple things. First thing we're going to talk about is A2 merch. It's something we've been working on for about over a year now. And we're going to kind of talk about how it came to prior. So we're going to start all the way back in 2020, a year that most of us want to forget. But it's a year that we started the process where we're at now in 2021 with A2 merchandise. So, and Marilyn will back me up with some of the memories because she was also been a vocal part in the early runs, and Hannah's been playing a part right now towards the end. Because we're moving to the next phase where basically eventually you guys who are watching, right, your family, community, friends and family, all that stuff, you'll eventually be able to purchase some H2 merch once we get to that point. But let's start at the beginning. So around the fall, winter-ish of 2020, Marilyn and I was in a meeting with our boss, Shani Chalice, and she was like, it would be really nice if we had some merchandise for the enrichment team. But here's the thing. We can make that. I'm the designer guy. I can do a thing or two. But we're like, what if we actually did that for the whole school? Because merch has been a problem in this university for a very long time. So, like, for example, Marilyn, when you first came here looking for merch, was that like always a difficult time for you?
It was. As a freshman, back in 2018, you get excited when you move to university. You're like, I want to get the sweatshirts, I want to get the t-shirts, I want the sweatpants. Harrisburg at the time did not have any of those things, and I think that was probably the biggest disappointment of my freshman year, that we did not have merch. And still not merch. This is going to be the first freshman class that will have the opportunity of purchasing A2 merch, which is really exciting. We're very excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
And it will only continue as the years go on.
Oh, yeah. So basically, also to bring up a note, this will be the first freshman class to have A2 merch. This will also be kind of weird in a way because we also have a sophomore class that never even experienced Harrisburg itself. Because currently, right now, as we're reporting, they're moving in this week. All our freshmen, seniors, everybody pretty much, all the 4 years are moving in for move-in week. For a lot of them, it's their final time doing it. For some, it's their first time. So it's always a great time, great atmosphere to experience. And hopefully when you are able to, if you're a high schooler, get the opportunity to happen for you next year. And for our freshmen who are coming to Harrisburg University and are watching this video, hey, welcome to Harrisburg University. Hope you're enjoying your time. And, if you want to know more about Harrisburg University, check out A2 Flow. We have a lot of episodes where a lot of students come on and talk about it. But kind of jump back on the point. We're A2 merch. Once we had this idea, we went to basically our other boss, rest in peace to him, Ryan Korn. He essentially was like, okay, you guys want to do it? Let's run it. Because he's always a big fan of like just pushing it into existence, making it come into life, all that stuff. So we spent the vast part of the rest of 2020 and the majority of 2021 planning, doing meetings with other people in HU, and finally getting to a point where we're like, okay, here's the designs, here's what we're going to look for, here's what we're going to show. And so we're going to talk a little bit about what we're creating here. So Marilyn, what are some of the stuff that we have up in the deck for some of our HU students?
All right, so for our first round, our first launch, you guys can expect some really classic collegiate designs. We're coming out with some t-shirts, sweatshirts, sweatpants, and some long sleeves, some different take on the long sleeve. And we got some fresh colors. I mean, obviously we got the classic black, white, the HU green, the HU gold. We're also throwing it and tying this into the Storm team. We have a red colorway as well. So we're very excited about those three areas, and we hope to see more designs in the future. Yep. Hopefully you guys, this is well received, and we'll be designing more and taking input.
Oh, yeah. So the plan really is we want to keep this going for the future because we know this. We want this to be a staple in Harrisburg University because merch is always a big thing in the universities, as these two can tell you. If we do not have merch, it's going to kind of really ruin the pride aspect of the university. So we really want to highlight that. And for future drops, we're already thinking about stuff like hats, mugs. When it comes around time for holiday season, like your Halloweens, your Christmases, your ugly sweaters and stuff like that, socks as well. We want to get all that stuff popping. So, we are working with people at the university to get all that done, and hopefully we'll have some news for you guys soon. Hopefully around September-ish that we're aiming for right now. But, everything is kind of to be determined. So expect it in 2021 and know that's happening soon. And we look forward to showing you some of the samples that we have that we're going to probably start presenting out on social media either later this week or next week. I know next week is the first week of classes, so I know a lot of you will probably be more focused on classes, but we still want to rain in on your day with some happy stuff, with some H merch. So, Hannah, you've also seen the merch a little bit from the sample side. What is basically not the samples? What I mean is like the graphics as well. So, what are your thoughts on some of the stuff you've been seeing so far?
I'm really excited about the merch, mainly because, once again, I didn't really get to experience real merch. I got a pink shirt that said Smart Girls Rule on it. That's about it.
Yep.
And I'm really excited to showcase this to especially the older students, the juniors and the seniors who are going to be leaving HU very soon. For you guys who are watching, congratulations. Because this is one of the times where they'll have the most pride, and what better way to show it than with merch.
Right.
I think that's a great segue. Honestly, alumni, we've not forgotten about you either. We'll be designing, I believe we have designed some alumni-specific clothing.
Yep.
Really, what we're trying to do here is facilitate HU Pride, and this is for the students, by students. It's going to be great.
Oh yeah. This is, as a fellow alumni, I want to make sure that we felt represented us, so that everyone felt like, okay, we're all part of it, because we're all one big community. So we want to hit all the aspects, from our incoming freshmen to our returning sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So we want to make sure that we're just hitting you all, giving you some love, and showing you some really cool merch. And we're really excited to show that to you guys soon. Also, to bring it to the next point, Hannah is a very unique case here, right? So last year we spent virtually online, doing pretty much all our academics. Now for me, I graduated in 2020, so I didn't have to go through the same experiences as Marilyn and Hannah did. But it's a bit different for Hannah specifically, because Hannah spent her entire freshman year online. So first and foremost, Hannah, your class is also sophomores now. But then you're like a junior in a way. Because you can explain that, because it confuses me sometimes.
All right, sure. So I call myself a sophomore or even a junior more, because I put myself through heck and back in high school, through APs and community college classes. High schoolers, if you have the time and energy, I suggest you do it. It'll save you a whole load of money. So I have currently 72 credits. So I am technically a junior, but I am still a sophomore, and I still feel their experiences. So when they got upset about how they got a virtual HU experience, I was right there with them. When they were confused about why they just found out spring was going to be online, I was there. I was there with them through it all. And honestly, I'm still so glad that I've been able to meet them in person more so than I have during the last school year.
So Hannah, you kind of took the lead on yourself during the freshman year to pretty much get communication with each other. You said you have a Discord server when you were talking before the recording about how you have almost like 50 students in there. You also talked about how you've been organizing meetups and stuff like that. So what made you want to do all this stuff?
Well, I wasn't the original founder of the Discord server. That goes to a good friend named Isaiah. But back in August of 2020, I was like, I really want to meet people, because I know I'm going to be like in a couple of classes with some people my age, but frankly, I'm not going to see them. I'm from Maryland. They're from Pennsylvania for the most part. How on earth am I going to meet them? So I thought, do we have a Discord server? We did. And I met with Isaiah, and we talked about increasing the size, getting more people involved, and I just kind of became the de facto leader of that group. And one of the biggest things was meetups. So there would be a role in that server called Meetup, where you would get pinged on Discord if a meetup was to be planned. For example, we did the first thing we did was meet up at the Renaissance Festival in October, where about
Nice.
10 of us showed up, which was amazing because these were like 10 of the people who were most active online, myself included, and it was the first time I ever got to meet anyone from the school. And it was the first time any of them got to meet together either. So a lot of very strong friendships were formed, a lot of good relationships were formed. And over the next few months, there have been hiking trips, there have been arcade trips, there were plans to go to DC, there was birthdays celebrated on City Island. In fact, actually, just about everyone's birthday were celebrated on that server.
Damn.
Yep. So we've done a lot together, and I feel like that server and the Snapchat group, those two put together were the best and most important ways that my class could enjoy our year, because that's only way of communication with each other.
Wow,
Very true.
that is dope. I mean, you hearing that? That's like some quarantine stories for a lifetime, man.
Yeah.
I'm keeping real.
What a way to like make the best out of it, though. Even freshman year, you're still trying to get connections. I know a lot of digital spaces grew because of quarantine, so
Yeah.
glad you guys made the most of yours.
Man, I mean, look, man, y'all really did the work. I mean, shout out to Isaiah, kind of starting it all, like you said. Is he's here now, or?
Yeah.
Okay, well, shout out to him. Hopefully, if he wants to hop on the podcast, talk about it more, and also about his experience as well. We would love to have him.
Shout out Michelle.
Yeah, shout out Michelle for basically, willing to help us out with A2 Merch as well. We'll be looking for your help in the future. And also, again, same thing we said about Isaiah. If you want to hop on the podcast, come on. We appreciate. We want to talk to you guys because you guys are kind of the unknowns here. Even though technically you should be known because you've already been here for a year, but online it's weird. But
a lot of people.
yeah. But also, let's talk about moving week. Right now we're currently setting in moving week. So both of you guys moved in kind of earlier. So how was the experience for you guys? I'll start with Marilyn.
Well, my experience was pretty great. I had my dad and my sister come down with me, came in, loaded our big old van, and called RAs, get this nice bin, put all my stuff in the bin. I was moved in like 20 minutes, which was awesome, but if you guys know me, I like to overpack, and I like to take a long time unpacking. That was not the case this year. I was on it. I was really prepared. So you might notice there's not a lot of things in the background because I didn't overpack, but I got my cute little key bowl, so the table's set. That was pretty much my experience. I moved in on Friday, so I was like one of the first couple of people to move in after RAs and connection leaders and stuff like that. It was pretty barren. I'm glad to see people roll on campus now, though.
Awesome. And for you, Hannah, how was your experience?
Well, it started off a little rough as the room was quite dirty. However, once that got cleaned, my roommates showed up. It was a lot more fun. I did something. I overpacked a bit as well. I did all of the kitchen. So I have pots, pans, silverware, and knife block, like a full-on 15-piece knife block.
Nice.
Everything in a kitchen you would need in a kitchen, I have it. I have all sorts of bedding, an entire totem board games. May have overpacked, but
Prepared. It's just
Prepared.
prepared.
something you learn as you get more used to coming on the campus, I guess.
Definitely.
Okay.
Is.
See, I like how when y'all first time came here, y'all overpacked. I underpacked, right? And then I was up in the quad with the other guys, and I knew one of them because he was from a friend from high school, but he was like, "Bro, none of us brought a trash can," and we had to end up going to Rite Aid and open. They had trash cans like big enough for the room, and it survived for that whole freshman fall and spring semester. But it went through some hell. I'll say that for sure. But it's moving a week, so it's a thing. But usually, moving week is different here. This year at Harrisburg University, due to COVID-19, we made it a whole week instead of a specific day. I think that's probably the biggest lifesaver ever because
I like it. I like it way better.
Yeah, because doing it a whole day, man, they would have to shut down parts of the road during the day just to make sure everyone's moving in and out, the shuffling, in and out of the school building, get your IDs and stuff, and finishing your housing contract stuff. It was very not hectic, but it's like one of those. I felt bad for the guys who who's like handling the moving because they're not getting any breaks. But shout out to Naeem and his team this week, for doing your thing. We saw him the other day. He looked super tired, so we hope you get through this week, man. And we're hoping you good vibes in terms of everything else happens. I know you still got more, like what, 2 more days?
Yeah, 2. Thursday, Friday.
Right.
And then
So
welcome weekend.
okay. So I wish you luck for the rest of the week, not just the working week. Let's just go with that. And good luck next week with the first week of classes and stuff.
Yes.
So, next week will be the first week of classes for everybody in person, though. This is the big difference. They're going to be back in the classrooms and all that fun jazz. So I'm a graduate, so I don't have to deal with none of that shit no more. But they do. So first and foremost, Hannah, this is your first time in the classroom in the college environment. How are you feeling?
I'm quite excited. One of my classes is virtual this year,
Okay.
while the other 5 are not. But still, it's really exciting to go back into a physical classroom with a pen and a notebook, taking down actual notes, talking to an actual teacher, being able to raise your hand and ask actual questions, rather than just hoping to God your teacher knows you're struggling. Being able to actually go, hey, I need some help. Can you help me? I know that'll definitely be a relief for a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah,
For sure. I think a lot of people are just more in person learning than they are online, so that makes big sense. How about you, Marilyn? You've been through kind of the both, so.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to get back into more of a sense of normalcy. I mean, I know some things will be different with classes. I do also have one class online, psychology. I think that'll be good for me because I'm taking 3 classes back to back, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The one in the middle is online, so I think I'm gonna like that. We'll see how it plays out.
Okay.
But I'm definitely just also excited, looking forward to seeing everyone. Talking in person is such a huge thing for me, like collaboration, especially because we're both in business. Collaboration, teamwork, huge. I miss those so much.
The crazy part is my major in IMED, you stress that a lot about this collaboration, teamwork, and you don't really miss it until you actually have been in a situation where it happens.
It's so much.
And now it's like I'm like, okay, now I can relate to why my teachers were stressing that, like why it's just so fun to be in those spaces. Because now you're going to see a lot of students in an environment where they're going to be craving that more than they haven't had before. So it's definitely going to be good vibes for a lot of people going back for the first week of classes. Obviously, the confusion is going to be one of the biggest ones because a lot of these people will not know where their rooms are.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because, like I said, we're dealing with a freshman class and a sophomore class.
2 freshman classes.
Yeah, essentially 2 freshman classes that don't even know this building like that. So there's going to be a lot of confusion, a lot of I'm going up and down. But I look forward to seeing all the confused faces on the kids because it's just the fun times of the first week of school.
I've already seen some scared freshmen, so that was
God.
pretty exciting.
Okay, so we're already starting, and I mean, that's also another thing. I think about it when you move in, like you're getting used to this environment. It's that culture shock aspect. So I think the other day when we were going to go see Naeem, we saw some freshmen just basically roaming around, like looking lost, like little dogs.
Wide-eyed.
Yeah.
Terrified.
Yeah, and it's like as upperclassmen, alumni, but upperclassmen, you'll see that's very fun to us because it's just like, man, I remember the days. Make you think back to nostalgia. But like for sophomores, you can't say that yet because you can say that a year from now. But for everyone else, it's just a fun time to always look back to stuff like that. But for all our for every all our students, we wish you a very well first week of classes. Hope all goes well.
Absolutely.
For specifically for our seniors though, like this child here, and also another child in the background, Mora. First, good luck on your final first day ever, because it's about to be that time for you guys. So, one of my final questions I'll ask first. I'm start off with Marilyn. It's your final year at Harrisburg University. So I usually ask this question to all my seniors because it's a question. You know what you want to do yet?
I want to get a job after I graduate. Currently I'm interviewing at some places and it's going well. That's what I want to do.
Okay. Hey, simple to the point. I like it. I mean, look, man. But overall, since it's your final year, what's some of the thoughts and emotions you've been going through?
Oh man, well I guess since I haven't been on campus for my junior year, one of the other things that I want to do is just really make sure that I'm experiencing my final year of college to its fullest. And I would definitely recommend that even if you're a freshman. When I was a freshman, one of the things that I regret looking back is that I didn't go out and push push myself to make more experiences and just meet new people. So I would recommend as a freshman that you absolutely go ahead and do that. And for me, some of my feelings are, honestly, it hasn't hit me yet. I think it's going to feel pretty weird when I get into the classroom and seeing everyone. It's probably going to feel like, on one hand, that we weren't apart for that over a year, and then also that it's been so long at the same time. And then at the end, it's going to feel pretty bittersweet when second semester, realize things are ending. That's going to be pretty weird. That's where I'm at right now.
Understandable, Chief. Okay, then for Hannah, you're going to be your first week of classes. How are you feeling going into this?
Well, I'm feeling excited. I mean, once again, AP classes versus college classes, they weren't so different. Actually, college was a bit easier. So with that on my belt, I'm not too worried. Freshmen, for those of you who've never been in a college class before, don't worry too much. Just make sure you have the right supplies and the right kind of energy going into it. Just stay positive and stay studious.
I like it. I like saying. That being said, I mean, do you guys have anything else you want to discuss on the podcast? Or
that's it, Steven.
Okay, I mean,
just expect more of this in the future. We're gonna have more in-person collabs, more energy, more faces. Get watching.
Oh yeah. We're gonna try to get as much students as we can on the podcast. Talk about a lot of topics related to the college field. So we definitely want to get you all involved. So if you ever want to come out or reach in touch with us, check us out on H2 Enrichment on Instagram, Facebook. If you want to get in touch with me and Marilyn, so we can discuss getting you on the podcast or anything else you want to do with us or show love to.
Say hi.
Oh yeah, say hi. Look, especially freshmen guys, like get out that comfort zone. You gotta really expand your horizons, man. Especially one freshman that I know that's gonna come here too. So you definitely. I'm not gonna put her name in this because she's gonna get mad at me. But
but you know who you are.
But you know who you are. But enjoy your freshman year, and sky's the limit, kid. That being said, today that is the end of the podcast. It's for your host, it's Steven and Marilyn, bringing the good vibes. We got joined here by Hannah. We thank you for watching. We will see you guys next time. Latest.